Everyone, do you ever feel confused by the movements of your heart in your daily life? Feeling irritated, down, or sometimes struggling with your relationships? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could objectively understand the state of your heart during such times? Today, we will introduce Kūkai's concept of Jūshin, which serves as a guide to understanding the states of our hearts. This teaching, born over 1,200 years ago, surprisingly applies to our modern lives as well. Kūkai's Jūshin outlines the process of human heart development through 10 stages. By understanding these stages, we can gain deeper insights into our heart's condition and receive hints for personal growth. Let's take a closer look at these 10 stages. Stage 1. Ishiyashin Shiyonshin. The first stage is called Ishiyashin. This is the most primitive state of the heart, where one lives according to instinctual desires, much like an animal. When hungry, one eats. When feeling threatened, one escapes, seeking pleasure and avoiding pain, living in accordance with these simple desires. At this stage, it's challenging to make moral judgments or plan for the long term. However, this stage holds significance. It represents the root of our life force and the origin of our will to live. Stage 2. Budo Jisai Shin, Wudal Zuzui Shin. The second stage is Budo Jisai Shin. At this stage, we begin to learn the rules of society and morality. We start to distinguish between right and wrong, understanding the importance of adhering to norms. For example, we learn that lying is bad and keeping promises is good. However, at this stage, we do not deeply understand why these actions are good or bad. We are merely accepting what we are taught by the adults around us in society. This stage is crucial for learning the basic rules to live as a member of society. Stage 3. Doma Shin, Dongwu Shin. The third stage is Doma Shin. Here, we begin to realize that our actions have an impact on those around us, but we still hold strong self-centered thoughts. For example, we understand that lending a toy to a friend makes them happy, yet satisfying our own desires remains our top priority. At this stage, we start to recognize the distinction between ourselves and others, and the seeds of sociality begin to sprout. This stage marks the initial awareness of the need for social interaction and empathy. Stage 4. Yumushin, Yōwushin. The fourth stage is Yumushin. In this stage, we become aware that our hearts and bodies are in constant flux. We start questioning the notion of a fixed self. For example, we notice that our current selves are somewhat different from who we were yesterday or several years ago. This realization loosens our fixed perceptions of ourselves and opens up possibilities for growth. Recognizing that we are not static, but ever-changing is a significant step toward personal development. Stage 5. Batsu AI and Shūshin, Bahu Yin Jūshin. The fifth stage is Batsu AI and Shūshin. We understand that our actions always have consequences. Good actions lead to good results, while bad actions lead to bad outcomes. This becomes clear. This understanding forms the foundation for taking on more responsible behaviors. For instance, if we study hard, we can achieve good grades. If we are kind to others, we may receive kindness in return. At this stage, we begin to realize the responsibility for the outcomes of our actions, prompting us to act more thoughtfully. Stage 6. Tadeho Shin, Doadar Changshin. The sixth stage is Tadeho Shin. We begin to understand the importance of acting for others' sake. We learn to think not only of ourselves, but also of those around us. In this stage, we start to realize that altruistic actions contribute to our happiness. For example, participating in volunteer work to help others brings joy, and achieving goals as a team provides a sense of fulfillment. Here, the seeds of genuine compassion and empathy begin to sprout. Stage 7. Kakushin Fusho Shin, Chishin Bushao Shin. The seventh stage is Kakushin Fusho Shin. We realize that everything is interconnected in existence. We begin to see that we are not separate from others and nature. For instance, we understand that our actions influence the environment, and that environment, in turn, affects us. This realization allows us to view the world from a broader perspective and to appreciate the importance of harmony between ourselves and others, as well as between humans and nature. The insights gained at this stage offer a new perspective on environmental and social issues. Stage 8. Ichido Mushin, Yitong Wushin. The eighth stage is Ichido Mushin. We understand that all things share the same essence. The distinctions of good and evil, beautiful and ugly are constructs created by humans. At this stage, we begin to view things holistically rather than in binary terms. For example, we can find commonalities in opposing views or perceive goodwill even in seemingly negative actions. This understanding leads us to a more tolerant and inclusive worldview. Stage 9. Goku Mujisho Shin, Goku Wu Shushao Shin. The ninth stage is Goku Mujisho Shin. We recognize that nothing has a fixed essence. Everything is in a state of constant change and influence. This understanding helps us to release attachment. For instance, realizing that suffering and joy are not everlasting, but will eventually change allows us to approach our current situations with more flexibility. The insights gained at this stage significantly impact stress management and emotional regulation. Stage 10. Mujo Shin, Wusong Shin. The 10th stage is Mujo Shin. Here, we understand that the self, others, the past, and the future are one. This realization brings a deep sense of peace. By reaching this stage, we attain a state of inner tranquility. At this stage, we can empathize with others' suffering as if it were our own and truly feel their pain. Additionally, we free ourselves from self-centered desires, allowing us to see others' happiness as our own. Conclusion: what did you think? Through Kūkai's 10 stages of the heart, we gain insights into our heart's growth. This teaching can serve as a great aid in our journey of self-reflection and personal development. Heart growth doesn't happen overnight, but by consciously practicing a little each day, we can make steady progress. We encourage you to be aware of your heart state and enjoy the process of growth. Stay tuned for our next video.